All right, welcome back to another episode of Mr. King KMK, and these are my Nick thoughts of the Knicks blowout of the Detroit Pistons last night. All right, before we jump into it, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Going to try to bring it to you at least the day after every game, just to get a feel for how everybody thinks about our upcoming season. All right, last night was a blowout. I mean, that was easy work. Detroit Pistons, they came off a 133-point win to a banged-up Philadelphia 76ers the other night, but easy peasy for us last night. Looking at our overall individual players, we had 6 guys in double figures. That hasn't been done in a while, but we are capable of maybe getting 6, 7 guys every night in double figures just because of the way that we're moving the ball. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, he had a solid game, posting, driving, shooting. It looks like he's going to become more and more of our primary focus on offense, even though we have JB, who's going to continue his dominance, in the NBA once he really gets rolling. My concern for Towns is that he's been spoiled the past couple of years playing with Gobert. And I don't really believe that he wants to be the primary big man, for the whole season. So we're going to have to find a way to either get another starting center or backup center in there and move him to the power forward. Because I think we're going to have to keep him happy, or after his 3-year contract, I think he's probably going to bolt. Even though he loved being back home in the metropolitan area, I get the sense that being a full-time center and primary center that got to hit the boards and guard all the other big men, I don't really see him wanting to do that for a long time. Now, there's nothing that he said, and there's nothing in his play that suggests that. I just think that his psyche is that he's going to want to play more of a finesse game, be out on the perimeter, go down there and bang when I have to, when it suits me. But as far as every day, it might be a problem moving forward if we don't get somebody in here. Jalen Brunson went berserk last night. A typical Jalen Brunson numbers that we accustomed to in the 30s, but not so much of the Jalen Brunson total game. And we're still rounding in the form, and we're still figuring stuff out as a team, where guys are going to be, how they like it. We had a lot of fast break points. It seemed like a lot of fast break points last night because the ball was just skipping and hopping, and it's a lot of unselfish play. And at some point, too, we're going to have to zero in on, guys who going to get the ball in certain spots, and then they know they're going to get it. Now, I know a lot of people saying, too, that the ball is moving more without Randall, and that's probably by design right now because everybody's feeling like, buddy, let's share the ball. But at some point in time, guys going to have to, take it by the reins and just, start pounding it in and just getting people off balance. We're not going to always play that way where we get to keep moving the ball around. That's just unrealistic, And Julius, his skill set is something that we could probably miss come playoff time. But right now, we're just going to enjoy these wins and enjoy the flashiness that we're playing. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, stellar defense. I mean, stellar in the way that they guard and anticipate and be in the passing lanes. We knew what we was going to get, and I'm just excited about how much better it's going to be as time moves forward. And then they translate that into their offense. We're going from defense to offense, which is like another play for us. And I'm happy. Like, I'm ready to play a bigger team just to see how we're starting to gel together and see how that defensive wings is going to work. And Miles McBride, what else can you say about Miles McBride? Double figures, hitting big shots, getting into the lanes, guarding. He can guard from end to end if that's what's needed to be, but he's taking on the challenge and he's confident. And I like that Tibbs help instill that confidence in him because, again, that's something else we're going to need, that type of a weapon, moving forward. And the Knicks overall is just like, putting in some good work. And it's almost like a preseason for us, the way that we starting to gel and even the way that we bring in Jericho Sims along. We bringing him along even though his times, took it over for Huck Porty. He's getting all his minutes back, and then Precious will be back, and then those minutes will probably go down. And then at some point in time, we're going to have to decide what we're going to do up front with our big guys. But he's rebounding, Jericho Sims, he's rebounding the ball at a high clip, and that's the least that he can give us. That's the least. And as long as he's doing that, he's not hurting us. Again, he'll never be the offensive player that we're probably looking for with us, but as long as he can rebound the ball and intimidate some of the shots, then I'm happy with that for now. And then we'll see what happens, the next coming weeks. Now, the past couple of years, December has been big for us for making some kind of a move or bringing in a steady piece. I don't know if we really need that right now this year, but Hart and DiVincenzo and all those type of guys, OG, bringing in guys like that the past few years has helped us, but we may not need it. We have enough. We definitely have enough. Maybe a little bit more scoring down low from somebody besides Towns, but again, it's going to be a long season, and we're picking up how to gel together. Now, Tibbs, last night he did something he never really did before in a blowout. He took our guys out pretty early. Could have even did it a little earlier. He did it around the 5-minute mark. He could have probably did it around the 8-minute mark because they wasn't coming back. Even if they was to chip it away, they wasn't getting back in that game. We just was too hot. But at least he did that. And in the past, he would have ran it down to a minute something left or less, and then he would have made the change, running the risk of somebody getting hurt. So Tibbs, I think you're starting to wake up and find, different ways to do things. The old guard way is got to be out. The good thing about your ways is that you keep guys disciplined. You give them more freedom of offense than you ever gave, and that started at the end of last year. To guys at least try to blossom and expand their games and help us win ball games. So, kudos to you for that, Tibbs. But the Knicks right now, we look really, really good. And I could just see in the next 3-4 weeks to the month that we just going to be unstoppable. And when that clicks in to when we clicking on all cylinders, meaning offense, defense, and rebounding, forget about it. Forget about it. And then we know that help is coming with pressures and Matt Ryan, who can shoot the lights out of the ball. And so, nobody really can complain. I just want to see Towns get some more help down low just to keep him motivated, that he don't know that he don't have to go out there every single night for 82 games and pound it out with the other big guys. All right, but until next time, we play Monday night. Like, comment, subscribe. See you then. Peace.